Hello. Today we are going to talk about the illusion of distance, fractal behavior, the code execution, and we are gonna speak more of like a sniper versus soldier in trading. Um, how do we, you know, see the concept in the markets? Starting with the illusion of distance. Um, In the retail trading world, people talk about time frames as if they are different worlds. They tell you a daily chart is real, a 5-second chart is noise. Today I'm going to destroy that illusion. Time relativity in trading is simple. The market is always moving forward in real time. If it moves 5 pips up, it makes 5 pips across all these time frames. The difference between a 1 hour trader and a 5-second trader is the distance. A 1 hour trader is looking at the market from the mountain top. He sees the forest, but he can't see the leaves. We are down in depth. We are in direct contact with the rhythm. We don't just watch the market, we feel the rhythm. And you can also think of this like voltage. When you are trading higher time frames, it's more like you are connected to a higher voltage. Like intermediary time frames, you are in the medium voltage or something like that. Then if we go into even lower time frames, then it's more like you're connected to the lower time frame. But the clear example is that when you're looking at a daily chart, think of it like you're looking at the market from the mountain top or something like that, if the daily chart is the highest time frame. But if you are trading a 5-second chart, you are directly in the ground and you can see all the leaves, the trees, what garden are you working on, and so on and so on. Now moving on to fractal behavior. Think about this. A 5-second bar is identical to a daily. It has an open, it has the close, it has pressure, it has dodges. It rejects level exactly the same way. The physics of strong or weak in a monthly chart is the same exact same physics that we see in a 5-second chart. What I'm trying to say is that even when you are looking at this is a 1 hour chart. Now if we move from this 1 hour chart, then we have a 15-second chart. The difference is in a 15-second chart we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. That's the difference, right? And in 1 hour chart we'll have only 1 bar. And even if we move even to lower time frames like 5 seconds, 5 seconds we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Unfortunately I didn't draw this properly because I didn't have enough space. But you can clearly see that as we move on to lower time frames, the data keeps on increasing, right? The bars keeps on increasing. But if you look at this bar, it have pressure, wicks, which we read pressure from. It have the body. Even when we look at the 15 minutes bar, we also have the wicks, which represents pressure. Then we also have the body, and we also have the open and the close in all the key scenarios. The difference isn't what happens, it's how fast it happens. If you apply a moving average to a 5-second chart, you get the same crossover and the same signal as a 1 hour chart. But here, the secret is, at the same time, it takes a 1 hour trader to get one signal. We have seen the same signal repeat for like 50 times when you are trading the lower time frames. So we ain't gambling, we are simply accelerating the frequency of our success. Now, why do we even have to choose a 5-second time frame? Imagine waiting an entire hour for a bar to print only to get a 90% payout or like 85% payout of your investment. To me, that doesn't really make any sense. It's a waste of human energy. We go deep because we want to feel the rhythm now. Now 5 minutes of a 5-second trading, we have more data, we have more action, and we have more opportunities than a swing trader has in a month. We don't need patience in the way they do. We don't sit and wait hours. We maximize focus in this case scenario. And the same thing that I've just explained, if you look at this, is a, let's say this was a 5-second chart or something like that, it doesn't really matter. Bars are just bars. Let's say maybe this is a but it's fine. Let's just use the 5-minute chart as an example. In a 15-minute chart, if we are trading peaks, we didn't even have a valid peak, and even in an 1 hour, we don't have a peak. Remember, peaks are made up of more than 3 to 4 bars. Now here we have 2 invalid peaks, but once we move to a 5-minute chart, then you can clearly see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 valid peaks, and these peaks, it's the same thing, 0 1 0 1, or whatever the case it may be, the output may be. We'll get into that later on, but this is just to show as an example of how many peaks we can have on lower time frames as compared to higher time frames. Moving on to the execution part. Because we are also close to the market, we cannot stay there long. It requires too much mental energy, isn't it? It is. My sessions don't last an hour. They used to, but nowadays they last 5 minutes to 15 minutes. During that time, I become cold. I don't think, I don't hope, I follow the code. Our strategy is time based. We use the open of a new minute to filter our picks. We ignore the noise in between. We apply our DBS, our FL group logic, and the market. Once we hit our goal in the market. We just actually hitting a goal is more like hitting the first loss. You see, that's the goal. And once we hit the first loss, we wait for the recovery and then we are out. We play the game, we harvest the profit, we return to our lives. We don't let the market own our time. We own the market speed in this case. And let's move on to the next topic. And by the way, this is just the conclusion of all that I've been explaining here. You don't need more time to make money. You need more focus. Stop looking for long-term signals and start looking for instant truth. If you can be correct for the next 5 seconds, you can be wealthy. It's simple. In the next lesson, we move from why to the how. We are going to open the hood of the poker system and learn the anatomy of the peaks. And you should actually get ready for that lesson. And just to speak of this, think of it like this: 1 hour, we have how many minutes? 15 minutes. It's like we can have 1 or 2 peaks. 1 hour, in a time of 1 hour, if you are using the time frame of 5 minutes, we can have something like 1 to 4 picks. And if you are looking, actually trading the session for something like 1 hour, obviously, and we are using a 2 minutes time frame, we can have something like 10 to 20 contracts. And if we are trading in the the session in the within 1 hour, but trading the time frame of 1 minute, we can have something like 12 to 25 contracts. The patterns of the markets are always random in this case, but we would get to learn how we are going to control that in the future. So get ready to see the market shifts before it happens. I'll be teaching you that on the next lesson, to see the shifts before the market actually makes a real turn.